I'm Katie Wells, host of the Maximized Minimalist podcast. I escaped the hamster wheel of modern-day motherhood, overwhelmed by clutter and buried under the mental load. Now I live in a home that feels calm, manageable, and made for real life. I have margin in my days, energy for who matters most, and time for slow mornings and silly dance parties in the kitchen with my family. With over 5 million listens, the show has helped women around the world turn their homes into their happy place. Around here, we simplify for more peace, more presence, and more joy. We choose grace over guilt and progress over perfection. And we believe your home should give back more than it takes. I'm here to help you do the same. Come along with me and my guests as we share the real stories, habits, and strategies that help you lighten the load from the inside out. Pull up a seat, friend, and let's do this together. Ready, set, simplify. Somewhere in America right now, there is a ceramic decorative rooster sitting in the back of someone's closet. They never wanted it, but they can't get rid of it because Aunt Linda gave it to them and might ask about it at the next family dinner. So today, we are going to set that rooster free. And you might not have a ceramic decorative rooster in your closet, but whatever your version of that rooster is, we're going to let it spread its wings and fly. I do not actually know if roosters can fly, but you get the idea. I'm going to give you a really simple 3-step framework for letting go of unwanted gifts without the guilt. Share a story with you that I've held on to really for a long time, and also what finally gave me permission to release this gift. And then we're going to tackle the question everyone's probably secretly asking, but nobody says out loud is, what do you actually say to Aunt Linda if she asks where the decorative rooster is? I've got a script for you. But first, let me share some numbers that stopped me in my tracks, okay? According to Finder.com, 53% of Americans will receive at least one unwanted gift this holiday season. That ends up being 140 million adults opening something, smiling politely, saying thank you. And by the way, I think we should do all those things. And then quietly figuring out, where do I put it? Do I hide it? Do I keep it? What do I do with it? And this is hard for me. The total value of the unwanted gifts ends up being over 10 billion with a B dollars, which anything like over $1 million, my brain can't comprehend. So this is crazy to me. This part really got me. When researchers followed through with the 140, million, not that many, but in this study, the people who received those unwanted gifts, 39% said they're just going to keep them, which means that it's clutter, right? It's unwanted. It probably is going into the back of the closet or whatever. 35% said they plan to re-gift. Okay, I've been there, done that too. And the other percentage said they plan to exchange them. So take them back to Target, wherever, exchange them, get a gift card, whatever that looks like. And I think the word I want to highlight for those last two categories of people is they plan to. And I have certainly been there where I'm like, I'm going to plan to exchange this. And then 8 months later, I dig it out and it's too late. And I hear you. I mean, it happens to the best of us, right? But often it's months, sometimes even years, because planning to and actually doing are two very different things. And the reason we don't follow through, it's not laziness. Sometimes it's not even forgetfulness. I think the reality is because so many of us are really afraid of hurting Aunt Linda's feelings at the next family dinner. But at that crux of it, at the root of it, which is what we always talk about on the show, here's what I think is going on beneath all of that. It's not just worried about the awkward conversation that might hypothetically come up if Aunt Linda asks where the rooster is. I think it's about what we've made it mean. Here's what I mean by that. Somewhere along the way, we picked up this belief that letting go of a gift equals being ungrateful. Some of you listening right now are like, ooh, just the thought of donating a gift my best friend gave me or my grandma or my Aunt Linda gave me makes me cringe. You worry about what will other people think of me. I do. I wonder, and I kind of know what people think, yet I'm still so anchored into the fact that I had to really reframe that, which we'll talk about. It's this thing that if someone spent money on us or time or thought, and we don't keep the thing forever, we're somehow bad or rude or unappreciative, fill in the blank. So we hold on to this stuff we don't want, not because we're enjoying the object it's because we're really protecting our identity as a person. No one wants to feel bad about themselves, right? And here's the problem. The math ain't mathin'. That equation that we have like subconsciously believed is broken, and it's costing you your closets, your peace, and like so much more, so much clutter, right? I also want to go even deeper, if I may, and name the thing nobody wants to say out loud. Again, we know we're not keeping the gift because we love it. We don't love it. We're keeping it as insurance against a conversation we don't want to have. The object is like this shield. You're using it to protect yourself from potential disappointment, potential conflict, potential awkwardness. And we all do this. But I think here's the uncomfortable truth. That's not gratitude. That's fear. And so many of us for so many years have confused holding on to things with honoring people. If I do X, I'm a good person. If I do Y, that means they'll love me or whatever, right? And to say it out loud, it sounds kind of silly, but we all do this. We think that keeping the gift equals, oh, it means I'm showing appreciation to the gift giver. And thereby the flip side of that coin, letting go, is like rejecting them. But those two things have nothing to do with each other. Like the gift is literally an object and it carried an intention, but the intention and the object are not the same thing. It's like there are so many wires getting crossed and we need to uncross them. And the first shift is to separate the gift from the giver. So when I was maybe 12 years old or so, my grandma gave me a necklace and it was like cute. It was like costume jewelry. It wasn't expensive by any means, maybe like rhinestones. And it had my birthstone, which I'm a January baby. And so no offense if you like garnet, but I've always not wanted that. I've always wished I was born in March. My sister's a March baby and I think it's aquamarine. And I've always loved like that color. And so I always felt, first of all, I'm born in the wrong month because I don't want a garnet. But beyond that, I was just like, I don't need to be reminded I was born in the wrong month. I'd rather have an aquamarine gem in this necklace. And I knew right away, like even as a 12-year-old, like, this is very sweet, but it's just not something I would wear. Not something I would have picked for myself. But, I smiled. I said, thank you. I was grateful, and I was. And the reality is, like so many of us, even as a 12-year-old, I just kept it. I didn't know what to do with it. I kept it for years. It lived in my jewelry box, kind of tucked in the corner. Every once in a while, I'd notice it when I was getting, dressed and my jewelry on, and I'd feel this like low grade guilt. And it's not because I didn't love my grandma. I adored her, but because I was holding on to something that didn't fit me and my life, I couldn't figure out how to let it go without feeling like a terrible person because of this belief, right? And here's what finally shifted it for me. One day I realized that keeping that necklace was not honoring my grandma or our relationship. And from a very objective standpoint, I realized how wasteful it felt hanging on to something because this little piece of jewelry that someone might actually love and get worn and enjoyed was just sitting in my drawer doing nothing. So in a really large sense, I was like preventing this necklace from being joyful for someone else. Someone who loves garnet. I know you're out there. And I let it go. There wasn't a big conversation. I didn't have a conversation with her. There wasn't a big dramatic moment. And what didn't happen? My relationship with my grandma didn't change. She never asked about it. The love between us stayed exactly the same because the necklace was never the love. It just carried it for a moment in that gift exchange, right? So here's what I want us to understand. When someone gives you a gift, what are they doing? Think about when you give other people gifts as we head into the holiday season. Why are you giving them a gift? Maybe because it's tradition, sure. But likely it's deeper than that. You want to show them how much you appreciate them. You're giving your kids, teachers, a gift card and saying, maybe not dude. Hey, Miss Teacher, I so appreciate you being my kid's teacher this year. You were simply the best. I love seeing your smiling face in the hallway every time I walk through school. Thank you. Right? I tear up saying that, but I'm a softie, right? Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's your kid, a loved one. What we're doing when we give gifts is expressing love, thoughtfulness, connection. I appreciate you. That intention is real. It matters. It's real, right? But the object you are giving, and if you're the receiver, you are receiving is just the delivery vehicle for that love. So think about it like this. If your friend sent you a heartfelt card in the mail, snail mail, remember that? Remember getting pen pal mail and mail that wasn't bills? oh my gosh, to go back. So imagine you go open your mailbox one day. You're like, Bill, junk, junk, junk. What? My bestie wrote me a letter? You're so excited. You go inside, you open it up. What do you do with the envelope? You don't think twice about the envelope. You open the card inside, right? The envelope carried the message, but it wasn't the message. Gifts work the same way. The item delivered the sentiment, the appreciation, the love, right? But once you receive it, the sentiment lives in you, not in the thing. Your job is not to preserve every object someone ever handed to you, including that ceramic rooster, okay? Unless you love it. Your job is to receive the love behind it. And you already did that the moment you opened it, the moment you hugged them and said, thank you, I appreciate you, the moment you felt thought of. Like that transaction is complete. Two things can be true. You can be deeply grateful for a gift and the intention behind it and still not keep it. You can appreciate that someone thought of you and still release the item. Those two realities can live side by side. And I think, again, we've been taught gratitude means like holding on forever. And that's the right thing to do. I have certainly been, I don't want to say the word shamed, but like I've been made feel bad for letting go of things that were given to me because other people are projecting their beliefs on me. And you know what? That's just something we all have to live with, but that's any decision in life, right? We got to draw the line in the sand. And to keep something out of obligation, in my humble opinion, is not a good reason to fill your home with things that don't serve you. And I don't think that's rejection to the person. I truly think that's stewardship. Second shift, honor the intent, release the item, right? So you've got the mindset, but you still need a plan. What do you do with the thing? Which is to create a clean exit. You have a couple different options for any unwanted gift, right? Option A, donate it. Don't be those people who plan to, although you can, we'll talk about that, but find an organization, maybe you're a person who could actually use it, or take it to a local drop-off charity. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a super clean exit, so to speak, because it removes the item from your home right away. It doesn't sit there for months causing you to be like, I need to do something with that. I need to do something with that, right? The decision fatigue is so real. Option B, re-gift it thoughtfully. Don't re-gift it back to the giver. That's so embarrassing. Option C, set a decision deadline. All right. If you're truly not ready to let go, if you're like, no, I'll hang on to it for a little while, don't just let it sit in limbo. Put it in a box, set a reminder on your phone, revisit it. But if you haven't thought about it, reached for it, or wanted it in a month, I think you have your answer. The goal is to stop letting unwanted gifts take up permanent residence in your home and your head. So we need to decide, act, and move on. So for everyone wondering, okay, Katie, but Aunt Linda, seriously, she is that person. You don't know her, but she is that person, Katie, who's going to be like, where's the rooster I gave you in 2006? Right? I get it. This holds so many people back, and I get it. And I'm not here to answer for you. You know your family best. You know you best. But I'm going to give you a little script you can use. Take it or leave it. Customize it. Make it your own, right? Simple, warm, and honest. All right. Hey, Aunt Linda. Yeah, that rooster. I love that you thought of me. And you know what? I realized I wasn't displaying it. And so I ended up finding someone who really loves ceramic roosters in town. They actually collect them and love them. So I passed it along to a good friend, right? I think we have a tendency in these times to do a lot of over-explaining. And I think when we over-explain, we do it because we think we're in trouble. Like when you get called to the principal's office, like it's like that moment. And you're like, oh my gosh, you're building your case. You're building your case to justify why you did what you did or didn't do what you didn't do, right? So for me personally, I always just find that simple and like very just simple, right? And again, take it or leave it. Take it with a grain of salt. Or like, yes, that was such a thoughtful gift. I really appreciated it. You know, it's gone now, however you want to phrase it. So you know your relationships best. Some people, most people will nod and never mention it again. And some people might need a little more. But I think having just at least a one sentence script in the back of your mind can even put you at ease to help you let go of it. So it's like, if it were to happen, which it probably won't, you've got a fallback plan, right? And remember that keeping something you don't want, like to feel bad about that, about letting go of it, it's avoidance, right? And I say that with compassion because I've been there. And we need to start looking at the more courageous path. Like, okay, yeah, it will be an uncomfortable 30-second conversation. Yeah, she might hold a grudge, but like, this is what I want. And some of you are going, well, you don't understand Aunt Linda. She'll hate me forever or whatever. Hopefully Aunt Linda won't do that, sweet Aunt Linda. But that's her choice. And I'm all for you making that call, whatever works best for you, right? And I get it. It's nuanced, it's layered. We're dealing with human beings, not ChatGPT. So practical takeaway here, before the holidays hit, I'm going to give you a little mini challenge. Go open a closet right now. You might not have that decorative ceramic rooster, but you have your version of one. It's in your closet somewhere. It's a little skeleton. Get it. Let it go. Hold it in your hands. Ask yourself 3 questions. Do I use or enjoy this? If it's in the back of your closet, we already know the answer. 2, am I keeping this because I want it or because I feel like I should? If I weren't feeling guilty about letting this go, would I still keep it? I can already tell you 99.9% of the time, you're going to be like, no. If the giver knew I was keeping this out of obligation instead of love, would they want that for me? Dang, I will tell you wholeheartedly, I would never want someone to keep a gift that I give them. And to be honest, I don't really remember what I give people. We're heading into the holidays. I cannot tell you one thing I gave my kid for Christmas last year. We often do consumables, experiences, things of that nature, yet I still can't remember. I mean, I can't even remember what I had for lunch yesterday. So decide, donate it, re-gift it, set that timeline is always really helpful if you need to just give it more time under your belt. And here's what I want you to walk away with today. Deep breath, okay? The people who love you and want to connect with you through gift giving, they don't want to be a burden. They don't want their gifts sitting in your closet. They gave you something because they want it to add to your life, not clutter it. So when you release something that's no longer serving you, it's not a betrayal. You're honoring really what gift giving is actually supposed to be about. Okay. So if this episode stirred something up, if you found yourself thinking about more than just Aunt Linda's rooster, I want to invite you to take my free decluttering style quiz. Y'all, this is so much fun. I had so much fun creating this. Here's the thing, that guilt you feel around gifts is one pattern. But there might be other patterns, everyone has them, running in the background in your mind that you haven't even named yet. And that helps get you unstuck from a lot of decluttering hurdles. So quiz takes just a few minutes and it shows you which of the 4 decluttering styles you have, why certain approaches haven't worked for you in the past, and exactly where to start. You get a 3-step action plan based on your personal results that's going to help you continue to make progress that sticks. Over 500 people have already taken it and they are loving it. The DMs I'm getting are insane. So I will drop that link in the show notes if you want to take the quiz. It's completely free. And if you want to go deeper, especially on the sentimental stuff, and I know it feels harder to release, right? That's part of it. It's a big part of what I cover in my book. All of the 4 clutter types have their own chapter in Making Home Your Happy Place. So you can pre-order it now wherever books are sold. All right, friend, go find your version of that decorative ceramic rooster. Let it fly, even if roosters can't fly. Make a decision, and I'll see you in the next episode.